My name is Charlie McGrath. I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and a host on the Rinse Radio Network. Know thy enemy. You better know thy enemy because thy enemy knows you. And thy enemy is using this phony debate between OWS and Tea Party to drive a wedge in this country in order to benefit their cause, not yours. It's amazing to me in the alternative media community, I still get emails and comments and messages from OWS members claiming that the Tea Party's nothing but a bunch of teabaggers. And I get messages from the Tea Party movement saying the OWS is nothing but a bunch of hippie leftists that are trying to implement some kind of communist regime in this country. Wake up. This is a tool. We're supposed to be fighting amongst each other. If you need an example of how the uber elite on Wall Street and uber elite in DC could give a rip less about the people of this country or their protest, regardless if they're in OWS or the Tea Party, look no further than MF Global. MF Global, Jon Corzine, Democrat, can't get any more Democrat than Jon Corzine. Governor of New Jersey, Senator of New Jersey, Democrat. Head of Goldman Sachs, Democrat. $17,900 a plate fundraiser a few days ago for the Democrats. You can't get any more Democrat than him. Democrats are circling the wagons looking for support. Nancy Pelosi sending out fundraising letters saying how she backs the OWS. The president's going out talking about this is why he got into politics, was for people in the OWS. Now, Jon Corzine happens to run a firm into the ground that the biggest single contributor to the co-opting of the Tea Party, giving us these fictitious leaders of the Tea Party, the Koch brothers, $55 million worth of influence in the now co-opted Tea Party movement. They happened to get a heads up, saving billions potentially of dollars by closing their MF Global account, 8 of them, before it went bankrupt. Now, people like Gerald Celente, Warren Pollock, and countless others who are not too big to fail and not in that uber elite 1%, they didn't get a heads up phone call saying that the whole thing's about to come apart. They just got a loss, plain and simple. You see, at the 1% level, at this top strata of the political elite and the financial elite, they will sit there and pay lip service to being a Tea Party member or an Occupy Wall Street member. But their only concern, their only membership is this 1%. They will do and say whatever it takes in order to get you to turn to your neighbor and blame that person. And we better wake up to this tactic because it will drive a wedge and render both ideology, both movements completely and totally null and void. And we will end up with the same lie garbage that we have seen under Obama as well as Bush. There is no support for OWS from the Democrats. There is no true support from the Republicans in the Tea Party movement. I'm not talking about what the mainstream media labeled the Tea Party or the mainstream media is labeling the OWS movement. I'm talking about there is no true Republican or Democrat support for the frustration of people who marched in the street in 2008 saying, our government is out of control, we got to end these ridiculous, never-ending wars. I know because I'm one of them. I'm also somebody who supports the OWS movement. The people who are in the streets saying, I am not being heard. Writing to my congressman, writing to my senator, demanding justice for all the financial criminals in Wall Street and Washington, D.C. Nobody's listening to us, so we will take to the streets. This is the real reason behind the OWS, just as a frustration over government, out of control government, was a frustration for the Tea Party movement. We need to realize that our enemy is the same. And they will pay lip service to us all day long as it maintains status quo. Wake up. If you think that the OWS members are nothing but a bunch of hippies, you better wake up because that's what the enemy wants you to think. They want you to look at that person and start labeling them hippie, communist. Just like if you're in the OWS movement, they want you to look at somebody in the Tea Party and say nothing but a bunch of teabaggers, right-wing war hawks. It's time to wake up. They are the 1% controlling the 99%, and we cannot give them this victory, this mind game victory. Stories are attached. That's all I got.